my child. He can wait. Good, or Amy, we're good?
We're good. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order at 5:15. Please turn off all your electronic devices like I just didn't do. Call the meeting order. If you all want to stand, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a seat. Roll call committees. Josh Phillips, present.
Messina Gilbert, present.
Tammy Thorne, present.
Kristen McMinn, present.
And we have Amy and we have Leanne as well. Frank Verdreen and who?
Julie Castillo.
Julie Castile and,
Right,
Victor.
Leon.
yeah, sorry, are absent. Call to the public. Do I believe we have any? Director's report, the committee has read the director's report. Is there any questions from the committee?
All I would like to say is you have been very busy, and you guys are doing a terrific job, and thank you very much.
I will concur with that. I know the Christmas dinner and the Thanksgiving dinner and everything, it was fun. All right, old business. We have our fundraising events, our veterans programs, our youth programs, senior activities and subcommittee activities. Anyone have anything they'd like to say about those topics?
So I think our immediate focus is on the senior prom on February 10th and our country barn dance on March 4th.
Okay.
Can
Please.
I interject something? So the prom on February 5th is gonna have to be postponed.
Okay.
I'm just too short-handed with Mandy out. So we're looking at April for that. Okay. To do a reschedule, and maybe we can get together and kind of come up with a date.
Okay.
What about the barn dance?
So the barn dance, is on the schedule for March 4th, on a Saturday. But we can, I mean, it's all kind of, we haven't really talked a bunch about that. So when, my staff and I got together at the beginning of the year, we looked at the calendar, the community calendar, our calendars, and kind of came up with these dates just to hold them. So I mean, we can certainly look at changing that if we need to change it. But March 4th is kind of what we earmarked for that dance.
We get some 4-H kids.
We did it in the fall, the year before last. And it was just conflicting with, there were all sorts of Western kind of events. There were a lot of events, but a lot of Western themed events. So we wanted to kind of do it at a different time of the year. So we thought spring would be good.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe we can start meeting with you in our smaller committees and try and
Yeah.
schedule some dates. So
Sure.
if you'll shoot out some times for each group,
Okay,
and then we can schedule those committees.
sounds good.
I was just wondering if that would even cover the food cost at this point.
We'll have to definitely discuss.
Yeah, well, we did for Disco Fever. They had great food. We were talking about the $25 charge per person or 40 for the couple. If we thought that would even help cover the cost of the food at this point.
So I think that, there's a couple of ways we can go with this. We can certainly ask the senior committee corp if they would help us, like they did the first year that we did that. And that was amazing because everything was profit.
Yeah, that was
Wasn't
awesome.
like that for the disco. So, I mean, that would be something that we could go back to Ray's group and ask and see if they'd be willing to do. I just think that when you're talking really a chuck wagon kind of dinner. I think more than 25 makes it hard for
Right.
some people to participate.
And to me,
At
when
that
you're talking
cost.
chuck wagon dinner, I'm thinking of chicken, beans, coleslaw.
Yeah.
That's what that would be
Yeah.
my vision.
We'd probably do pulled pork, which would
Yeah.
even be cheaper.
Perfect.
Yeah, so the real cost on that is if we want to do a live band like we did the last time, and it was excellent. I mean, it was really cool. But that's where the cost is.
Okay.
We have the decorations because we did it already.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would be pretty minimal.
Perfect.
Is there
Okay.
any other, on any of those topics?
Do you have anything on veterans programs?
I have one. I know Mandy reached out to me about your, I believe it's the community outreach program that you guys are planning on doing.
Yes. So the expo,
Yeah.
the health expo down at the park.
So what we're planning on doing with that is we're actually, so I don't know if some of y'all saw, we brought down the VA, because as we know, there is no veteran services here, nowhere to register veterans.
Right.
We brought the VA down here for the races this last weekend. It was a big hit. Got a lot of veterans registered for their benefits, especially the Vietnam era guys and girls. So Mandy reached out to me, asked if we could do it again. I reached out to the VA. They said absolutely not a problem. So they were planning on coming down to do not only that one, but then they want to set up something with you where they come down every 2 months, 3 months, put a table in the back.
Love that. Yeah.
It helps because it cuts, they can't drive to them, so we're gonna drive to them. We're gonna bring it to them instead of them coming to us, kind of thing. I thought it was a great idea. The VA was all behind it. They're all about it. There's been a push lately in La Paz County for veteran services because we have none. So, that's gonna be, I think, kind of a semi-quarterly thing, if nothing else.
Perfect. Where do they come from?
So this is the Prescott region. So what happens is it's a twofold. Step one, you have it's called the Vet Center. They're based out of Lake Havasu. So that's the big blue bus you probably saw running around this weekend. And then actually enrollment officers come from Prescott.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing with the vet program for now.
Love it.
I don't think we have any youth programs currently at the center. I know we're in season for, I think soccer might be playing now, and we're moving into Little League. So we should be seeing Little League signups come for those that might need to watch for that date. Senior activities, if you want to.
So with the senior activities, as always, you all do an amazing job over there. I think we see that we have Learn to Watercolor coming up, or already happened, sorry. Well, actually, the next two are glass painting with Terry and wine cork pets. Well, I got a lot of wine corks at my house.
Oh, bring them to us.
Okay. And is this gonna kind of be like a revolving thing throughout the rest of the springtime? Or is it
Every month-
different subject every month?
Every month we have craft,
Perfect.
arts and crafts on Tuesday. So that's been going on for quite a
Well,
while.
if you want to get a bunch of retired Marines, I suggest doing crayons and coloring. We're really good at that. Or eating the crayons. Is there any other subcommittee activities we would like to speak on?
Just that we need to get some dates scheduled moving forward for that barn dance, and we'll look to you for scheduling according to your calendar.
And if we can make Frank kiss a pig again, I would be really ecstatic.
The only,
I'll tell you, that was funny.
the only subcommittee thing was we did have one person make a donation.
Yes.
One business in town.
A
Hopefully we
nice
can,
donation.
hopefully we can get a couple more.
Thank you, Tammy.
You're welcome.
It's been working it, so.
And there are some new businesses that just popped up in town too since then, so I think maybe we can, definitely not me, because I am not the face of hospitality, but maybe one of you two ladies or yourself would maybe go over and talk to them.
I think it's amazing that when you go and you talk to these businesses, even until I got on this committee, the image of the senior center was something that I had in my head. But when you start talking to people, they're like, they do all of that? I'm like, yes, please come. And when they went over, She called me and said, we are amazed at the people that are there, and we're amazed at the programs that they're doing.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard that as well, especially with what you all did. Actually, what was the disco thing?
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
That got talked about all over town.
We
So,
had fun.
you know,
Disco was fun.
Yeah,
That was a good event, yeah.
yep.
Well, good. Well, we'll have lots more. I think people think the senior center is just kind of an old person's gathering place, and you know,
It's the same
but
thing I
it's
find.
not.
it's not.
It's,
There's-
it's the
there's-
same thing I find at
young
the
people there.
VFW. You know, it's the old person place. And I was like, no, it's not. All right, moving on. Is there any other, before we move on, because I'm trying to keep everyone on time here. Winter and spring activity updates. Do we have anything for that? I think obviously we already spoke on it, you know, the barn dance is the big thing we need to focus on, because that's gonna be here before we know.
Yeah, I mean, my big thing is that I've got to get fully staffed. So we're talking, I'm 2 people down right now.
Did
And
that
then
young
be
man
with
ever come talk
Mandy.
to you?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'll go kick him in the butt for you.
Yeah, we're doing interviews, quick.
Okay, so you're
Not
down,
messing
if,
around.
correct me if I'm wrong, you're down a cook and a delivery guy right now?
Yeah.
Correct, a delivery
Yeah.
person? Okay,
Yes, I do have 2 volunteers that are delivering meals until we get someone. So Frank jumped in on that, and then another gal, Lori Fazell, jumped in on it.
okay.
So, yep, they're going to share that,
Very good.
which means that we don't have to push staff out. And I mean, we might have to help Lori a little bit for the first few times, but
Would it be I don't know, unprecedented, I guess, to ask some of the other organizations such as VFW, Eagles, Elks, that if they have some elderly, they're just kind of hanging around doing stuff, I know there's a process to get them vetted and everything else.
right.
But, you know, we do have a lot of senior visitors right here. They're more than capable, and I know I have personally a lot at the VFW that they're like, tell me something to do.
We would love that.
Okay.
I have a volunteer flyer. I don't have any with me, but I have a volunteer flyer that's just for that. Like we could maybe bring some
I
down
will
to
send
the.
them to you tomorrow
Okay,
because they're
Sounds good.
annoying me over there,
okay,
so.
perfect.
I keep forgetting this gets broadcasted, but I really don't
Are we
care.
talking about Billy?
No, Billy, he's your problem.
Okay, just checking.
Moving on, I know, that's fine. Everyone knows who I am. Winter and spring events, we already discussed that. Discussion, act, and approve, deny, suggest for the donation for the meals, for the increase.
We did that.
Where are we at? Where are we on that?
We
did
did
that.
that. So that can be dropped off.
Your wish list, I believe I saw that.
You did that.
Yeah, so I gave you guys an updated wish list to look at. It's the same wish list that I provided to the Senior Committee Corp. They asked me for an updated list as well. So these are the things that we'd really love to get. Now, I mean, we're also working on trying to, we've got a game plan to refurbish or expand the kitchen area, which would include flooring. It would probably include knocking walls down, some new equipment, definitely a new exhaust hood. So that, you know, we don't know what that job's gonna bid out at.
I can tell you right now, exhaust fans are not
A
cheap.
lot, yeah.
And you have an ancillary system in there as well,
We
correct?
do.
Okay.
Are there any grants available for that?
So we are looking at a USDA grant to help with it. So our grant writer's looking at that. He's working with the committee corp, the senior committee corp on things that they could do, funding that they could go after with their 501c3 status, to help with the kitchen. Some of those grants are a couple-year grants too, which is cool, you know,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be a little long haul for that project. So we want monies that, you know, we don't have to spend right away.
Perfect.
Okay. Business sponsorship opportunities. I think we spoke on it. I think we need to take a list at, like, there has been a lot of new businesses that have come to town in the past couple months. I think maybe scour it out and looking at those. I had a business card on me, I can't remember, but it's the really big off-road company that started up right by National Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Had an opportunity to speak to him this weekend. He's all about getting involved in the community. He's not from here particularly, but he definitely wants to start reaching out and start. So I figure maybe get a hold of him first, you know. So I'll reach out to him and kind of maybe present some of the wish list stuff and some of the other things to him. And like I said, there's just a lot of new businesses popping up. So I think as you're driving around, take a look, you know, because we know our go-tos. We know we can go to X person or Y person, and they're always going to do it. But, you know, spreading the workload might be a little more beneficial.
Yes.
And don't forget about the big guys too. We've got Terribles, we've got Walmart, we've got Safeway, we've got Bashes. I think a lot of people forget about them too.
Walmart's really good
That's
to
different.
us.
Yep. And Walmart has that revolving grant for nonprofits. So it might not be something we can go after, but we can ask our friends of if they can go after it as well. So,
Like that idea.
promotion and outreach, advertising, I guess, you know, there is a Facebook page, I believe. And I see it all the time. You know, you guys take, you know, what else is anyone thinking on promotion and outreach for?
I just went and started talking to businesses.
We kind of worked with Tammy and Frank and Kristen. They're on that subcommittee to do this work, and we put our heads together, came up with a flyer that they would have to be able to go out and kind of solicit.
I was gonna ask if we had like a one sheet
Donations.
or something
We
like that.
do.
on- okay,
That's
cool.
a nice little
Nice.
flyer. Yeah, and as far as promotion of the center, I mean, we rely heavily on Facebook. The town now has a new website, and so they're working on kind of linking us up with that. So we've not had a website of our, we were kind of locked out of the website, so we haven't had access to that. But this will give us kind of a nice spot to be able to really kind of display what we're doing. So Amy and I are working on that. But lots of what we do, we put, I mean, we're on Facebook all the
Right.
time.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I always see you guys have a huge Facebook presence. I think
Yeah.
that's great. I had one really simple question, and it's with your mobile meals that you guys do, how far out do you go?
We go as far as Cibola
Okay,
All the way.
and then that direction, and then as far as Quartzsite South, and then as far as Wendon
So-
East.
some people might see where I'm kind of going with this is, have we kind of talked to those communities about support? And I think maybe what I'm kind of looking at is maybe we need to expand our, I don't want to say our recruiting efforts, but our outreach programs to those. If, you know, if we're supporting those communities, maybe those communities can support us as well. I know we focus here because we're the Parker Community Center.
Right.
But again, as Tammy said, we do a lot that people don't know we do.
Right.
And maybe if we got that word out to some of the outlying areas, even, I mean, if you want to shoot your big shot, Rose Acres, you know, they got a lot of money sitting there that we could probably ask for, so.
They have donated eggs to us on a regular basis. which
Well,
is
I would
cool.
hope so.
Yeah.
So for the outreach committee, something to maybe get in touch with is Amanda over at the hospital. Because they do their wellness clinics throughout the county. I used to attend that with another organization and it was a great way to
Well, we
get
attend those.
face-to-face. Oh, you do? Oh, you guys do? But
Yeah.
the committee for outreach doesn't.
Well, no.
You guys are doing it for Healthy La Paz.
Yeah, but we have our senior center stuff there. I mean, we're promoting the center. We're promoting all of our activities. So, yeah. Yeah, that's something that we've always done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything other on promotion and outreach? Nope. All right, moving on, discussion action, approve or deny the resignation of member Cadoris from the PCC Advisory Board. Quadras. I always screw that up. I just always call him Victor. Is there any discussion on that? Do you have his letter?
I do have his letter. I'll read it. Dear Miss Anderson, I regret writing this letter of resignation to the Community Center Board. Unfortunately, between personal and employment obligations, as well as ministry, I don't feel I can give this valuable board the proper support it deserves. I sincerely apologize for any inconvenience, and I hope that by stepping aside, you can find a more fitting individual. Thank you for understanding, Victor Quadras.
Is there any discussion on the matter? Do I have a motion to accept his resignation?
A motion to accept Victor Quadras' resignation from the board?
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, moving on to future topics. Well, now that we have asked, an individual has stepped down, we need to bring up the subject of bringing someone else on. At this time, does anyone have any person of interest has expressed interest in joining the board?
I might have somebody who's interested. Do we have any applications on file?
There are no applications on file. The application is available on the website. I'll email one to everybody so you guys have that handy.
And correct me if I'm wrong, do we have to publicly announce that as well on,
So what we'll do is, we'll gather applications. I have a flyer already made for this type of stuff, so I'll put that out there, with the seat for the community center. We'll accept the applications. Hopefully, we'll get a few in before the next meeting, and then we'll vote. It'll basically be like you guys reviewing that, and then we have to take a vote on it.
okay,
And then that'll go to council for their appointment. It's just a recommendation to council.
correct. Any other topics that we'd like to bring up?
I noticed that we didn't have minutes, so we'll approve 2 minutes next time. Does that help? Okay.
And can I back up on this? They have to live within town limits, correct? For
Yes.
this advisory board.
Yes. All of our advisory boards, yeah.
Okay, is there anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Next meeting is a holiday, so we need to pick a different date.
Okay,
This is the problem with Mondays.
What holiday is President's? Oh, I'm like, what?
Would the Wednesday after the holiday work?
so,
Fourth? First? Oh, hold on.
the,
221.
yes, because I'll be out of the country for the next couple of weeks, so. And I won't have time, I won't have the ability to call in from where I'm at. So I have a recommendation for the 20, wait, someone said the 21st?
21st? Wednesday, the 21st. Does that work for you?
Oh, hold on, we have a conflict.
Okay.
I mean, we could do it on Valentine's Day and make a lot of people unhappy.
Yeah, no.
28th?
Yes.
No?
Could do, nope.
Does it?
February 28th.
Yes, 28th of
I
February.
could do that.
Amy, you go with 28th? Tammy, you go with 28th?
Mm-hmm.
28th? 28th? Okay, I make a recommendation that our next meeting be on the 28th of February at 5:15 PM. Okay.
Perfect. Thanks,
All right,
guys.
I call this meeting to close at 5:38 PM. So everyone can go do their other meetings.
Thank you guys
Yeah,
for
thank
coming
you.
as well.
What, Billy? No, you cannot go with me. It's in a country that you do not want to go to, I promise. Philippines and Burma.